I've seen crimes that vanish into dust, and I've heard confessions that never reach the light of day. But some stories, they carve themselves into your memory, not because of blood or bullets, but because of the silence that follows. Tonight, I'll tell you about one such silence. A night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, back in 2022, when a robbery wasn't really a robbery, but something much darker. It was a quiet Ramadan night. The streets of Riyadh were almost empty, a rare stillness, the kind that feels heavy, like the air knows something's about to happen. The call to prayer had ended. The city had eaten, prayed, and gone to rest. At 2:47 a.m., a white SUV rolled slowly down Al-Madina Street, its headlights dimmed, its engine purring like a beast holding its breath. It stopped in front of Al-Amana Bank. 4 men stepped out, dressed in black, faces hidden behind masks. Each one moved with precision. No panic, no noise. This wasn't their first time. One of them, the tallest, checked his watch. He was the leader. The others called him Captain. Within seconds, one cut the alarm wire, another placed a jammer near the cameras, and the third man unlocked the side door with a code that no ordinary thief could know. They weren't robbing for money. They were robbing for something bigger. Inside, there was only one man on duty that night. Khalil bin Yusuf, 60 years old, a veteran security guard who had given half his life to this very bank. Every night after prayer, Khalil would sit by the counter, sipping his mint tea, reciting a verse or two, and staring at the CCTV screen. A quiet man, honest, loyal. But fate, it doesn't care about loyalty. The door clicked open. Khalil turned, confused. Before he could reach for his walkie-talkie, a beam of light hit his eyes, and a soft voice said, "Don't move, old man. You're not part of this." He didn't move. They tied his hands gently, almost respectfully, and laid him down in a corner. 6 minutes later, they were gone. 6 minutes. That's all it took, to erase evidence, to steal more than cash, to bury the truth. When the police arrived, the vault was empty. The alarms had never gone off, and the only thing missing, other than money, was a blue folder. A folder that didn't belong to the bank. A folder that contained secrets about a billion-dollar construction empire. Contracts, offshore payments, political connections. A folder that could destroy reputations, and perhaps governments. 2 days later, Riyadh police released a statement. Armed robbery at Al-Amana Bank. 1 security guard missing. Investigation ongoing. Missing. Not dead. Not injured. Just gone. Khalil bin Yusuf had vanished. His family said he never came home that night. His phone last pinged near the Al Thumama desert, and then went silent. But here's where it gets strange. The day before the robbery, Khalil had called someone, an international number. Only 27 seconds. And after that call, he told his friend, "If I don't come tomorrow, leave it to God." That sentence haunted me. Because I know men like Khalil, simple, humble, but not stupid. He knew something, and that's why he had to disappear. When I started digging, I found a confidential internal memo from the bank's compliance office, dated just 3 days before the robbery. It mentioned a restricted file transferred from Al Riyadh Holdings to Al Amana's secure vault for temporary safekeeping. That file was the blue folder. And one of the signatures on that memo belonged to Prince Faisal al-Rashid, a name powerful enough to make entire investigations vanish overnight. So tell me, do you still think this was just a robbery? 3 weeks later, an abandoned vehicle was found in the desert, 80 kilometers from the city. A white SUV, burned to the frame. Inside, nothing but ashes, no bodies, no IDs. Forensics found traces of a timer bomb, precise, professional. The kind used to erase evidence, not to kill. The police closed the case. Unidentified suspects. Case suspended. But the whispers didn't stop. A banker claimed he saw one of the robbers 2 days before the incident, in a private meeting with a government official. Another source told me the blue folder wasn't stolen at all. It was retrieved. Retrieved for someone who wanted it gone forever. There's a difference between a thief and a cleaner. A thief steals for himself. A cleaner steals for someone else to hide their dirt. And this robbery, it was a cleaning job. What the world saw as a heist was actually the erasure of corruption. 6 minutes to wipe out a decade of dirty deals. And one man, Khalil, who knew too much, became the sacrifice. Months passed. The bank reopened. New cameras, new guards, new management. But every night, around 2:47 a.m., the watchman on duty would hear something strange, a faint whisper through the security radio. 6 minutes. Only 6 minutes. They said it was a glitch. I don't believe in glitches. I went there once myself, stood in front of that bank, and for a moment, I felt it, that same heavy silence, like the air was holding its breath again, waiting for something to happen. I found Khalil's locker, what was left of it. Inside, there was a prayer bead, a half-burned photo of his family, and a small folded paper. On it, written in Arabic, "The truth never dies." That was Khalil's last message. Maybe he knew his truth would be buried. Maybe he hoped someone like me would dig it out. Either way, his words were right. The truth doesn't die. It just hides, waiting for the right voice to tell it. So tonight, you heard what few ever did. The Riyadh Robbery of 2022, a story of money, power, and silence. A story where a crime was just a mask, and justice, just a word. I've seen this pattern before. Powerful men using the law as their shield, and loyal men like Khalil paying the price. But you know what's worse than corruption? Forgetfulness. Because when people forget, the guilty sleep in peace. I am Mr. J. I don't chase ghosts. I listen to them. And sometimes the dead don't want justice. They just want their story told. So if you ever walk past Al Amana Bank in Riyadh, and you hear a whisper in the wind saying, 6 minutes, don't be afraid. That's not a ghost. That's the truth, reminding you it still exists.